He's waiting for Mummy to take him to school, and is playing with his football, although his Mummy has told him he must never do this because of the danger from traffic. Although he remembers not to run to the road, he's very upset when a car ran over his ball. Mummy has seen what Mark has been doing, and she tells him off. Now Angela, who lives next door, wonders what on earth has been going on, for Angela is going to show Mark and his Mummy the way to go to school. As they all set off, she hears how naughty Mark has been by playing football in the street. "We'll cross here," Mummy said, starting to cross the road between the cars. "No," said Angela, "we mustn't cross here." "What's the matter now?" asked Mark's Mummy. "You can see over the tops of the cars," said Angela. "And the drivers can see you, but they can't see us. And if we are too near the cars, we can't see what traffic is coming until it is too late. We should cross where we can see the traffic coming, and it can see us." Mummy looked at Mark and agreed that Angela was right. They shouldn't cross here. "Where should we cross then?" she asked. "We find a safe place away from parked cars," Angela replied. "And what do we do then?" asked Mark's Mummy as they walked to the clear space. "We stand on the pavement near the curb, but not too near the edge," said Angela. "Then we look all around, and if traffic is coming, we let it pass. Then we look all around again and listen to make sure no other traffic is coming. When there is no traffic near, we walk straight across, looking and listening all the time." "Is that the green cross code?" Mark's Mummy asked. "Yes," said Angela. "Everybody should use it, even grown-ups." And they all laughed when she said this, but Mummy said she would always use it in future.
"Keep away from all parked cars, stand just near the curb, and only cross when the road is clear. Remember the green man's words. Stop and look and listen before you cross the road. Remember what the green man says, follow the green cross code."
At the main road, they stopped and waited near the curb. "This is a busy road," said Mummy, "and it's busy on both sides too." "We do it in two parts," said Angela, "so we've only one lot of traffic to think about each time." She pointed to the island in the middle of the road. "I see," said Mummy, and agreed they would go to that first. So when there wasn't any traffic coming, they crossed to the island and waited there. On the island, they waited for the traffic coming the other way to pass, and when there wasn't any more traffic coming, they walked to the other side. Mummy said, "Well, Mark, we've learnt two ways to cross the road already, the green cross code and using an island on a busy road." The next main road was very busy too, but it didn't have any islands in the middle, and Mark's Mummy looked at it very doubtfully. "We always use a subway here," Angela said, and she pointed to the subway sign. "That's a good idea," said Mummy, and they all walked in to the subway. And as the traffic roared overhead, they walked safely under the road and soon arrived at the other side. Suddenly, Mark dashed to a newsagent's window. "Look, a football," he said. If I only had 75 pence, I could buy that. Well, you haven't, said his mummy, pulling him away. Around the corner, they had another road to cross. In the road, a traffic warden was directing traffic. When she saw them all waiting, she stopped the traffic and waved to them to cross. She was helpful, said Mummy. Yes, said Angela. That's another safe way to cross the road. They were at the school now, and as Mark's mummy was working that day, Angela promised to take Mark to the park after school. In the school passage, Mark saw some drawings on the wall showing all the safe places to cross a road. He pointed to a zebra crossing and said, "That's a safe place."
Don't forget the zebras or the pelican crossings too, and trust the lollipop ladies, for they'll be kind to you. Stop and look and listen before you cross the road. Remember what the green man says, follow the green cross code.
His mummy knocked on the classroom door, and Mark looked around and saw all the children. His mummy said goodbye, and the teacher took Mark to a table where the children were playing with Lego. Mark soon made friends, and the day passed very, very quickly indeed. At 3:30, everybody got up to go home. They had been drawing, and Mark had drawn the subway they had used that morning. He was very pleased when the teacher said he could take it and show it to his mummy. Angela was waiting for him, and he showed her his drawing. "It's one of the safe places," he said. As they left the playground, Angela said, "We're going to use some more safe places on the way to the park. The policeman will help us across this road," said Angela, as they watched him directing the traffic. Then the policeman stopped the traffic and waved to them to come across.
Should you have to cross the street, look all around and find the safest way to get across, listening all the time. Stop and look and listen before you cross the road. Remember what the green man says, follow the green cross code.
"We've got to cross this road, but there are too many parked cars here," said Angela. So they walked down the road until they came to a clear space away from the parked cars. "I know what we do next," said Mark. "We stand near the curb, then we look all around, and if traffic is coming, we let it pass. We look all around again and listen. And when no traffic is coming, we walk straight across, looking and listening all the time." "I remembered, didn't I?" said Mark, when they reached the other side. Around the corner, they met some children from another school. Just ahead, a lollipop lady was waiting to see them across the road. And when the lollipop lady decided it was safe, she went into the road and stopped the traffic with her lollipop stick. "You can cross now," she told them. We mustn't cross until she tells us, said Angela. Mark saw the newsagent shop again and ran to the window. My football's gone, he wailed. It wasn't your football, said Angela. You haven't any money, and you couldn't have bought it anyway. But as they walked away, Mark thought about his burst football and the new white football which he had wanted so much. At the next corner, they saw a very busy road. Mark pointed to a barrier and said, "We can't cross here." "We can," said Angela, and Mark looked up and saw a bridge crossing over the road. The footbridge lets people walk over the road away from all the traffic, she said, as they walked to it. At the top of the bridge, they stopped to look at the traffic on the road below.
Look out for a subway or a footbridge in the sky, or find a traffic warden who'll help you safely by. Stop and look and listen before you cross the road. Remember what the green man says, follow the green cross code.
And whilst the traffic roared along the road, they came down the other side quite safely. "We're nearly at the park now," said Angela. "Only one more road to cross." "It's a pelican crossing," said Mark, who'd seen one before. "You have to press this button and it says wait." So they waited for the red man to change to green and the traffic to stop. And when the traffic had stopped, they crossed the road. Whilst they were crossing, the green man began to flash. "There's time to finish crossing, but you mustn't start to cross when the green man starts flashing, as the traffic may decide to move." "How many of the safe places to cross the road can you remember, Mark?" Angela asked. "Let me see," said Mark. "There was a traffic warden, a policeman, a lollipop lady. We went under the road by the subway and over the road by the bridge. We pressed the pelican button and waited for the green man. We walked away from parked cars, stood near the curb, looked all around and listened. And when no traffic was coming, we walked straight across and we used a centre island." "That's great," said Angela. "You'll be able to tell your mum all about it." "I wish I had my football though," said Mark. "If that car hadn't have bursted, we could have played with it here." He looked very glum as they waited, but then he smiled and waved. "There's Mummy," he said, and his mummy looked very pleased as well to see them, and she thought his drawing was very, very good indeed. "Close your eyes and hold out your hands," she said. "I have a present for you." And what do you think the present was? Yes, it was the white football. His mummy had bought it for Mark whilst he was at school. And as Mark and Angela went off to play, his mummy looked with great pride at Mark's drawing of the subway.
So now you've heard